Yeah. Alright. Anyhow, so I'm just bored. I got time to kill. Try to do something productive. I don't know, the car might be kind of loud. I'm not sure. Anyhow, I wanted to say a disclaimer, which I failed to do in my previous videos. This is for entertainment purposes only. You know, any and everything that I say could be wrong, you know. I could be totally wrong. Or some of the things that I'm saying could be wrong. I could be speaking the truth with a lying tongue. Therefore, the viewer would have to discern which of the things that I'm saying are true. So this is just for entertainment purposes only. And do your own research. For example, if I'm talking about homelessness, do your own research. Like, where are you getting your information from? If like, where do you get your information about homelessness? Just like in America, for example. Because this is like the bulk of what I'm talking about in these videos. Again, like when I'm going on about the middle and working class are constantly perceived in all media as the innocent victims of all the conspiracy. So, where is that, you do your own research. Is that true? Is that true? Anyways, yeah, so do your own research, because any and everything that I say could be wrong, and this is just for entertainment purposes only. That's why I do these videos, is because it's entertaining for me. And also, like, when I'm talking about this stuff, like homeless, for example, I'm not referring to any one specific homeless person. I'm talking about the hundreds of thousands and like probably well over 1 million homeless people. I'm not talking about any one specific homeless person, right? And if I'm not talking about any one specific working class person or any specific middle class person. Like I have close friends that are middle class. I have close friends that are working class, Whatever. I'm just pointing out, what appears to be the empirical truth based off of what I observe and experience and witness. Again, I could be wrong. Any and everything that I say could be wrong. So do your own research. But the problem is how much research has your average person done on the subject and phenomena of homelessness? It's kind of like if I dedicated my life to studying, like trees. My main expertise is trees, and I for like fucking 25 years I've been studying trees, and so then I'll start talking about trees because it's entertaining to me. So I do videos talking about trees, and it's based off of all these years of experience and research and study of trees. Somebody could be like, well, that's stupid. Why would anybody care about trees? There's so much more important stuff than research trees. Why would anybody do that? You know, I don't know. Why do people do the things that they do? I don't know. I don't care. Like I don't see the point in trying to figure out why a stranger that I don't know does the things that they do. It just doesn't matter to me. You know, it's like whatever. You know. Generally, I don't really pay any interest in it. I'm just busy, struggling to put food on the table myself. You know, so do I really have time to be? And what would be the point of it? You know, pointless, right? Especially since there's all this terrible conspiracy happening everywhere. If there's all this like terrible conspiracy happening everywhere, well, why would I waste my time like trying to figure out what some random stranger that I don't know is? Why would they study trees? Why is this random stranger talking about trees on his channel? Who cares? Like, I don't know. So, yeah, I mean, so how much has your average person actually researched and studied, like, the homeless phenomena in depth? Not really too many, if anybody, you know. Hardly anybody. So, whatever, you know. It's like if I brought this up before, if I were an expert on trees, and people would be like, who cares? Who cares about fucking trees? I mean, you know, the fucking sky is falling. Haven't you noticed? But yet, by studying trees, I have found a cure for cancer or something. Well, if everybody's so blinded by tunnel vision that they don't understand, like, why would anybody care about trees? Meanwhile, me being like an expert in trees, have discovered a cure for cancer. If by studying trees, I accidentally stumbled upon the cure for cancer. Well, nobody's ever going to pay any attention. Yeah, so whatever. People can just keep dying of cancer, you know. Fuck it. Like, what are you going to do? Nobody cares for the woods anymore, right? So anyways, you're not too bright, are you? Well, we're not too stupid and we're not too bright. To be a gamma is to be just right. So you're not too stupid, are you? You're not too stupid, are you? You're not too bright either, though, are you? You're just right. We're just right. Yay! We're the working and middle class. We're the ones. We're on the right side of history. All those evil, Illuminatis, and then all those dastardly, poor homeless people pooping all over in our streets that we work hard pulling levers and pushing buttons for the system to pay for, and they're just pooping everywhere. We're just right, you know. Why would anybody want to be a gamma? That's what I don't understand. You know? Why would anybody want to be part of this middle class and working class? Like, what is so righteous about the working and middle class? Well, I didn't say that. No, okay, but that's the thing I'm trying to understand. What are you saying? And more importantly, what are you not saying is kind of what's even more fascinating, is what you're not saying, what you're excluding, the information that is not being talked about. That's what's most fascinating. So the reason that we as gammas don't talk about certain stuff is merely because it's not important. That's the only reason, right? Because we're not too stupid is why we don't talk about certain things, is because we're not too stupid. Yeah, right. I got it. Gotcha. So whatever, I don't know. Again, disclaimer. Whatever, this is for entertainment purposes only. All of these things that I'm talking about, it's all just based on my experience, what I've witnessed and experienced and stuff. So do your own research, on the subject of homelessness. Do your own research. Because there's all this information everywhere about homelessness. Like, for example, let's just go down the list. Let's start up at the top of the list. Mainstream media. Mainstream media is always keeping its viewers informed on homelessness. Like there's these homeless people that are, pooping all over in San Francisco and stuff, and we really need to do something about it because these homeless people are just, the news is telling us that. But not just the news. Thankfully, it's also on like BitChute and Odyssey and Rumble are saying the same thing that mainstream media is saying. That there's all these homeless people that are causing all these problems and pooping everywhere. So, again, do your own research, Do your own research because the information is out there about homelessness. Like, it's on BitChute, Odyssey, Rumble, YouTube, mainstream media. For example, all those homeless people, they're pooping all over San Francisco. They're fucking ruining what used to be the most beautiful city in the world. Okay? Such a terrible thing. Unfortunately, we as gammas have bigger problems because the gammas are under attack. There's they're poisoning the water supply of the gamma, and they're poisoning the food supply of the gammas. They're poisoning the oxygen supply of the gammas. The gammas need to stand up and take it over. Right? The middle class and working class. Look at the skies. Look, I'll show you. You don't believe me? Look at all these chem fucking trails. These innocent working class and middle class people have to breathe all day, every day. Why would I lie? It's a conspiracy against the working and middle class. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, man. Do your own research. This is just entertainment purposes only. I suppose TrueStream Media and Richie from Boston and other people say that Aldous Huxley's Brave New World is a valid reference to resource and to find information about all this stuff about the middle class, the working class, the upper middle class, the upper class, the ruling class, the lower class, the underclass. All this is in Aldous Huxley's books, Brave New World. He talks all about it. The alphas, the betas, the gammas, the lower echelons. It's all in. So again, do your own research. And not only that, apparently, Brave New World is very entertaining. It's a very entertaining book. How relevant is it to the real world? I don't know. I can only speculate. One can only speculate how relevant all this is. In the U.S., the United States of America, I guess they call it a class system. But if you go to India, they don't call it a class system. They call it a caste system. So tomato, I guess. I don't know. Apples to oranges. I don't know. India's got the caste system, you know. But it doesn't, you know, it's kind of like looking at trees. What does it really matter? Well, why would anybody care to study trees? You know? I mean, that's kind of silly. But yeah, if I wanted to find out the irrelevance of studying trees, I suppose one way to do it would be to do my own research. Like, well, how valid would it be to study trees? You know, is it possible that through studying trees, advances can be made in, you know, the well-being of the human race? Maybe, maybe not. The only way to know for sure would be to do my own research. So again, disclaimer, do your own research on, you know, the subject of homelessness. You know. Look at the Great Depression. They didn't call them homeless during the Great Depression. Yeah, the word homeless came after the Great Depression. You know what they called the people suffering, you know, homeless poverty back during the Depression? Do you know? I do. Maybe you know, maybe you don't. But I do. I know exactly what they called them. They called them Okies. So what, right? So what? So they called him Okies. Man, this Angry Hobo guy, I mean, so irrelevant. Do you know what Okie means? Does anybody? See, not only do I know what they called them, I know what that means. What the word Okie means. You know, like Newspeak, how words change over time? It's part of how they manipulate and control the masses is by using Newspeak, changing the meaning of words to keep everyone confused. Yeah, well, what does Okie mean? Who cares? Right, well, exactly, yeah. Exactly. Exactly my point. Because this is for entertainment purposes only. I mean, it's like whatever. Some people like horror movies. Some people don't like horror movies at all, you know. Some people like romantic comedies. Some people don't like romantic comedies at all. Entertainment. It's for entertainment. So, Okie back then during the Depression was a derogatory term. And so when they posted signs that said no niggers allowed, they also said no niggers and no Okies allowed. So Okies were the people who were devastated by homeless poverty back during the Depression in the late 20s, right? And early 30s. And the rest of the nation decided to call them Okies and put up signs. Everywhere there were signs that said no niggers allowed, they posted up signs that said, and that included, and no Okies. So no Okies and no niggers allowed, right? This is just history. This is just history. Now, so did you know that? Were you aware of this? Did you know this? I wonder why. Why wouldn't they teach this when they're you know, teaching all of us about the Depression and stuff? Why didn't they tell us about this term called Okies? Why were we not taught this? Could it be that they scrubbed that part of history about the Depression? And why would they scrub that part of history? Why does America now refer to the people who experienced homeless poverty during the Depression? Now in modern times, America refers to them as the greatest generation. Did you know that? Did you know that? Maybe you didn't know that. Maybe you don't care. But again, this is for entertainment purposes only. So some people like horror movies and don't like, romantic comedies. And so they don't care about romantic comedies. Some people like romantic comedies but don't like horror movies. And so they don't care about horror movies, right? Because this is for entertainment purposes only. So why do we, in modern times, why were we taught and are now accustomed to referring to the people who suffered poverty during the Great Depression? Why does our society refer to them as the greatest generation? Whereas when the Depression was going on, they didn't refer to them as the greatest generation. They referred to them as Okies. And they put up signs that said, no Okies allowed, no Okies and no niggers allowed. Again, this is history. This is what happened in history. I'm not going to mince my words here, because otherwise that wouldn't be an accurate depiction of history now, would it? So anyway, I'm just rambling because I'm bored, because this is for entertainment purposes. But yeah, who cares, But yeah, so do your own research. Maybe I'm lying about the term Okie, Maybe I'm just trying to, program people, or I'm just programmed myself, and I'm just, But do your own research on, what I'm talking about homelessness and poverty and the Great Depression and the term Okie, and do your own research. Maybe you can find out how many homeless people in the last, say, 20 years have frozen to death or died from heat exhaustion in their homeless experience. Or how many of them were beaten to death by cops. How many homeless people in the last 20 years were basically murdered in some form or other? Were innocent and just murdered. And how many homeless people have been genocided? Are they genociding the homeless? Do your own research. It might be important, because if they are genociding the homeless, that might be actually relevant to you as an individual, or not. According to Richie from Boston, that's not important at all. Well, and that the same is according to True Stream Media. These things are not important. And Crow House, and those are just the usual suspects. The list goes on and on and on. Yeah. But besides, who would care? Let's say it's true that the homeless are being genocided. Well, who cares? Because they deserve it anyways, right? I don't know. Or who cares anyway? Just who cares? Well, Richie from Boston has been talking a lot lately. I think that's more important, what he's saying, or whoever. Yeah, right. Then you got the pods. You got Klaus Schwab and the World Economic Forum agenda for you to own nothing and be happy. Because that's what you deserve, to own nothing and be happy. It's for your own good. Right. It's like tough love, Tough love. It's for your own, Big Brother government needs to needs to, impose some tough love on you for your own good. It's for your own good. Therefore, you will own nothing and be happy. Kind of like those people in the Great Depression, the Okies from the Great Depression owned nothing. And, society said, be happy, go away, Okies. Don't come around here, Okies. Again, do your own research because this is all just entertaining. That's why I laugh when I do these videos. They're very, but whatever, do your own research on the World Economic Forum, and their agenda for you to own nothing and be happy. Well, is that what caused the Great Depression? Was it like an experiment? No. Or was it? Yeah, maybe. The Great Depression. Or was it just a natural disaster that occurred? Or were they using weather weapons to create a natural maybe? Yeah? No? Who cares? There's more important things going on in the world. You got babies' body parts flying all over the place in Israel, right? Maybe? Yes? No? Who knows? Who cares? Fuck it. Do your own research. Do your own research on the baby's body parts flying all over in Israel. Do your own research. This is for entertainment purposes only. Right? Okay, so anyways, I'm getting off track because we're talking about the Depression, the World Economic Forum, the pods, bugs. You will own nothing and be happy. It's for your own good. Sometimes we need tough love. And who better than Big Brother, needs to, kind of keep us in line. We've been having it too good. We've been having it way too easy. It's time to roll out the fucking World Economic Forum's, pod agenda where you will own nothing and be happy. I mean, you won't be homeless. You'll be in a pod. So the subject of homelessness is completely irrelevant to the World Economic Forum and their agenda because you won't be homeless. You'll have a pod. You'll live in a pod and you'll eat bugs. So you're not going to be homeless. Homelessness. Why would anybody care about homelessness? We all have pods coming. Who cares? Who fucking cares, right? I mean, you got babies' body parts flying all over the place in Israel anyway. Ask Dustin Nemos. Or Stu Peters. Their babies' body parts are just flying all over in that part of the world. Constant parts just like flying everywhere. Do your own research. This is entertainment purposes only. So, World Economic Forum, rolling it out. You're not going to be homeless because you'll have a pod. You'll own nothing and be happy. What does that have to do with homelessness or the Great Depression or the term Okie? Or, who cares? We got way bigger stuff going on. Don't you fucking know that there's babies' body parts flying all over the place in Ukraine and Israel and Pakistan and Egypt? And, dude, it is a massive, unbelievable. Trump is the Antichrist. Again, do your own research. It's for entertainment purposes only. Just a disclaimer. Just a reminder. So anyways, about these trees, Who cares about trees? I'm telling you. Who knows how many hundreds of people are dying every day in the streets of homeless, abject poverty, and everything else. The middle and working class are innocent victims of the Illuminati's conspiracy to poison everyone, and with the chemtrails and the GMOs and the fluoride and the Jays are behind all of it. And the working and middle class they're just getting swallowed up by all this abusive usury. They're just being forced to borrow money from the usury system, the evil Jays. They're forced to, because they have to drive a nice car. Otherwise, they're going to look homeless, and then people are going to come after them. You know, they'll be mistaken for someone that's like pooping in the streets all over in San Francisco. Oh my God, dude. Anyways, just kind of a general overview of what's going on in the world. So you're welcome. Enjoy.